Hey everybody, welcome back. Tonight we're excited to announce one of our new products here at Northwoods Whitetails, our Forbs and Forage mix. Last year we were contacted by quite a few customers asking if they could take our pollinator blend and put it in their diversity pockets, their bedding areas. I just didn't think that's going to produce the results they were hoping for. We've got a great pollinator blend, but that's exactly what it is, a pollinator blend. A lot of flowers. I think there's 30 different species in there. There is some whitetail food component in there, not really what we're looking for, but it got me thinking about that. Is there something we can create to enhance diversity pockets, bedding areas, early successional growth, the daytime deer food. And got to thinking about it for a while. We had a bunch of our partners here in December for a meeting, a get together, and I kind of proposed this idea to them. They all liked the idea. We kind of worked on a recipe, kind of threw a few things around, ended up finalizing in January of this year. We finalized a recipe, a Forbes list, and we actually have had the seed here now for about 4 weeks. Just kind of waiting on, what do we want to call it? What size bag do we want to put it in? And that kind of thing. So we're going to have it on the website, I think, within the next 24 to 48 hours, but we call it our Forbs and Forage mix. Now, what this is not going to replace woody browse, early successional growth. All this is going to enhance it, okay? You go to create a diversity pocket. These are really popular right now in switchgrass, and rightly so. It's a great strategy for your habitat plan. You put these pockets in, okay? All right, I get to draw tonight. So these are your switchgrass field here, and you got your bedding pockets, and so this is maybe what one of your bedding pockets looks like, okay? In the switchgrass field or maybe a CRP field. Okay, now you've got whether you have to add in the form of a cutting, like a hybrid popple, hybrid willow, red osier dogwood. You're trying to add some shrubs in here. You might get it to come back naturally. Woody browse, deer food. We'll come in and what we're going to do is maybe add some of this mix here, maybe add a little bit more here, maybe a little bit more here. I'm not going to cover the whole thing in this because there will be, if you go into a CRP field or these diversity pockets, if you can get an implement or you can get some sort of tillage, you work that ground up, pack it down, and then you can spray clethodim, grass killer, and you let the natural regen come back. This is going to enhance that if you don't have a really good seed bed. Now, if you're in some of these farming states, you're in CRP ground, you might have a really good seed bank, but then there's other places that just don't have a good seed bank, so you might have to go in and put wildlife cuttings in these forbs. So we're going to create a really dynamite bedding area, a bedding pocket, diversity pocket. And this is just going to enhance these diversity pockets, okay? Woody browse, early successional growth. Now we did a cutting, about an acre popple cutting that's going to explode next year with popple shoots, but it's a monoculture, okay? Great deer food, don't get me wrong, but it's a monoculture. So what we're gonna do is go in there and in selective spots where it's gonna get the most sun, we're going to use this as an addition to that woody browse created by these popple shoots. Now, I saw a really cool video. Jake Hendrickson, one of our partners we work with, I think he's with Whitetail Partners, and he did a really neat bedding video. He built a bedding area, and he did a real cool, he took a leaf blower, and he completely cleared the forest floor where he did this bedding area. So that was a great idea. Really get the sunlight to the ground, instant green. So I thought we're going to enhance that we're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to scratch the ground up with a rake where I'm going to get the most sun, and we're going to plant this. Just scratch the ground up, put it down, and then pat it back down, and we're going to be pretty good. But that is going to enhance a pocket like that to where you have a lot of woody browse coming because of the chainsaw work, but now we've got a Forbs component with a dozen different Forbs growing as well. So diversity to bedding pockets. Now, a lot of these bedding pockets, the main component coming back is goldenrod, which is a phenomenal deer food. But now here in Michigan, we lose that component, that goldenrod, to frost late October. So is that going to deter the deer from using that? Maybe, maybe not. But we've got some Forbs selected in this mix that are going to stay green well past the first frost, probably through December. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. We're not planting a food plot here, okay? We're just adding to the native growth, the woody browse, the natural regen, to what's already going to be coming back with some high protein, green past first frost Forbs are going to be in addition to this. Again, if you've got a really good seed bank in CRP ground, you may not need this, but a lot of those components with that CRP ground are going to be dead with first frost. So this can enhance what you've got here. Now, the only downside I'm finding so far to this mix is seed size. The goldenrod component is the size of switchgrass. If you can take a look at that. We'll show you some pictures later. And then some of these bigger seeds are the size of a BB, maybe a little bit a pellet. So seeding becomes, I don't want to say a challenge, but I'm not a big proponent of, food plots, seed, big seed, little seed. But what we're going to do, actually, our bedding areas aren't much bigger than a room. We're going to just seed it by hand. Just the old Johnny Appleseed way. But you can probably use again, I'll reference the Earthway 21, I think it's 2175 bag seeder, opening it to the size of the biggest seed in the mix, and that's your setting. Again, I don't think I would do the whole bedding pocket, maybe just parts of it, but we might find next year actually that works. So this is something new. We're counting on a lot of our partners to give us feedback. We're counting on all of our customers to give us feedback. This is going to be an introductory price. This is an introductory product. It's going to be on the site probably, I'm going to say within the next 48 hours, but we just wanted to get this out there. We're really excited about this. This is a real neat concept that we talked about. I talked to probably 7 or 8 of the land managers we work with, and I talked to them about this idea. I talked to them about the recipe. They all were really excited about it. They really liked the idea. We had one gentleman say, "John, this is something our customers have been looking for. I've been looking for this mix." So it was pretty cool to hear that. So a lot of positive feedback. I think the only pushback or negative feedback we're going to get, and I can see it coming, you don't want food in the bedding area. You're going to ruin your nighttime movement. Food in the bedding area is terrible. Well, if they're teaching us to hinge cut in the bedding area, and they're teaching us to use a chainsaw to create this in the bedding area, what do you think that is? It's food, right? So do you want food in the bedding area, or you don't want food in the bedding area? I understand we don't want brassica, clovers, and all that, the cereal grains, our fall forage, our sugar beets in the bedding area. You're correct. But this in the bedding area is food, okay? And all we're doing with this is complementing this. We're not replacing this. We're complementing it, okay? So yes, we're going to get some of the, you don't want food in the bedding areas. Well, again, we're hinge cutting to create food. We're hinge cutting to create early successional growth, which is food. There's food in the bedding areas, okay? We're just complementing it with this. So really exciting concept we've got here. I can't wait to hear, folks, how they're planting it, what the results are. This recipe may change next year. Right now we've got 12 Forbs in this. We're really excited about this. Can't wait to hear your feedback, your experience with it. We'd love to see pictures. Can't wait for some results. So thanks for watching. Thanks for helping this channel grow. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in a few days.